Okay, so Withers can help you resurrect companions if they were to fully die. There's also every companion comes loaded with a scroll of Revivify, which is what you do in combat to revive them. I recommend saving your scrolls for in combat and then outside talk to Withers. I will also say on vanilla, you can come back here, crouch down, and pickpocket Withers, and your gold will be right here. You can try to pickpocket him as many times as you want. He won't get mad. So it could be an absurd like 30 to get your gold back, but you can try as many times as you want until you roll a natural 20. Also, Withers offers one more thing.
Ah, another. Thy name has been recorded. I shall be here in thy camp for whenever thou hast need of my services.
He can help you change your class. Now, in this Let's Play terms, I will be changing the classes of all of the companions. Well, not classes, I should say. I'm going to tweak them a little bit. So we are still going to keep Shadowheart a half, well, she has to stay a half elf. As you can see, you can't change the race. You can't change the sub race. You can't change the cantrip that comes with it, though. So, Shadowheart, you're actually going to take... I think there's a lot more spells than normal down here. Shadowheart, take Sapping Sting. Sap the target's strength and knocking it prone. And the reason I'm taking this over everything is because we are going to keep her a cleric, but we're actually going to do Death Domain. This is the new one with patch 8, and I have not played as it before, so I was saving it for the Let's Play. Shadowheart, being a Death Domain cleric, usually she's Trickery, and usually actually put her as Life Domain because the heals are insane. But I'm going to do Death Domain. So the cantrips we're going to do is Ray of Decay for necrotic damage, Bursting Stew for exploding a corpse, which would be funny, and of course Guidance to help us. So we're going to go with Toll of the Dead, Ringing a Bell of Impending Doom. If the target is at full health, you deal 1 to 8 necrotic damage. Also choosing Death Domain, we're going to get that cantrip, False Life, which gives 7 temporary hit points, Ray of Sickness, 2 to 16 damage, and cause fear, possibly frightening our targets. But the coolest part, your Necromancy cantrips that only target one creature can target an additional creature. So this will make Shadowheart do a lot more damage than what she's doing currently. She is an actual cleric of Shar. So I'm going to click that for her. She's an actual cleric of Shar, so that's her deity, will be Shar. In lore, she is an actual cleric of Shar. You can't change the background. She'll always be an acolyte. And now, for the ability points, put your strength to 8, okay, intelligence to 8, and charisma to 8, and just do 8, 16 on dex, 16 on con, 8 intelligence, 18 wisdom, and 8 charisma. You won't be attacking with your melee weapon. You'll be using your spells. You don't need intelligence for any of your spells, and you don't need you're not going to be talking. Which actually reminds me, will this be intelligence? Okay, that's what I thought. Do we want to go with that? I think we should. I don't see what else we would necessarily use, so that's okay. It doesn't even, we're not doing it for the damage, we're doing it to see if we can knock it prone. Okay. We're going to make her proficient in medicine and history, and that is Shadowheart being a Death Domain cleric. You're then brought back here. You can click to level up. Her health goes from 11 to 19. She gets an extra spell slot. Her Channel Divinity charge. She can turn undead again and harness divine power. We went over all of that. But now let's see the new subclass feature, because I actually don't know. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can use Channel Divinity to deal extra necrotic damage. Interesting. Okay. So the question is, do we keep the healing spells for the time being? I think we do. Alright, I think we do this. Let's do this. Okay, this is the spells we'll be rocking on Shadowheart for the time being. And that is it for her. So we're going to quickly customize all of these once again. A lot of cantrips we could choose from here, huh? For healing ones, for damaging ones. That looks good right there, I believe. Yep. This one right there. Yep. Okay, cool. We have that from the crown. So that's it for her. Now we can do Gale. We're going to... The reason you want to at least customize all of them again is because of their points right here. So like I said in episode 1, you want them to be on even numbers. There's no difference between a constitution of 15 and a constitution of 14. So you're basically just have an extra point in con for no reason. So we're going to keep Gale as a wizard. We are going to change his cantrips though. We're going to obviously have him keep the Ray of Frost because we're making him an ice wizard, right? Let's see, what else? Oh, maybe we should just do that instead. 1 to 12 cold damage. Okay. And then we can do Water Bolt for a little bit of bludgeoning. So we're doing Ray of Frost, Frost Bolt, and Water Bolt. Ray of Frost will reduce their movement by 10 feet. Frost Bolt is just damage. Water Bolt is mostly bludgeoning damage with a little bit of cold. But it does make a pool of water below him, I believe. So that's pretty cool. Now here, I want to keep all of that. We're keeping Mage Armor. We're getting Ice Knife, Long Strider, Frost Fingers, Chromatic Orb, and we'll do Witch Bolt. No, we'll do Thunder Wave. Ice Knife for damage. Long Strider, I'll show you guys why. Frost Fingers as a melee. Scroll Chromatic Orb for high thunder damage or cold damage. Thunder Wave if we need to push them off. And Mage Armor because you need Mage Armor on mages. Staying a Sage. And after this, we're going to lower his Wisdom and Charisma all the way down to 0 and his Strength. We're going to put... If we do that. We want Con or Dex? I think we should do Con on him. So we're going to rock this. We have 2 more points. I'm going to put him in Strength for jumping ability. Purely jumping ability. So we will rock with this. 10 in Strength, 14 in Dex, 16 in Con, 17 in Intelligence. The reason I'm having this at 17 is this hat that we currently have on him gives him +1 to Intelligence. So he's actually at 18. 8 to Wisdom, 8 to Charisma. Insight and Investigation. We don't need Insight on him. We could do Religion. Hopefully pass the passive checks. And that is Gale. I guess level 1. We can level him up again, right? Yep. So, we are still keeping him an Evocation Wizard. His health is going from 9 to 16. He gets an extra spell slot. He can learn spells for half the cost. We save his spells, all that blah 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 that we went over. Now we can grab some more spells. Now for this one, I am going to grab Magic Missile because it never misses. And we have a little bit of option here, but I think we're going to go with Sleep. Cool. Okay, now we can quickly, very quickly do this with the cantrips. So I do want to say, even though Long Strider was a spell we picked, it's technically a ritual spell, so it is a cantrip, kinda. It doesn't use a spell slot. Do that, do that. That works. Okay, cool. That is it for Gale. Lae'zel, you'll be doing something very similar to Gale, in which we'll keep your strength at 17 because of your hat. But
I shall be here.
go ahead and reclass you. So she's staying a Githyanki. We're going to keep her a fighter. We're going to keep her on Great Weapon Fighting for the time being. She will worship Vlaakith because Githyanki worship Vlaakith. The Lich Queen, whose sole respected leader of the Githyanki, she encourages their worship and unquestioning devotion, essentially acting as a deity. Soldier, and we're going to do 17 strength. We're going to lower her wisdom and do that. I think we do that. Yeah. I don't think we need intelligence to be high. We'll do survival and acrobatics. Survival, so hopefully we can pass some of those the chest underground checks, whatever they're called. Alright. Fighter level 2, 13 to 22 health. She gets her action surge. That's it. Very simple. Now, here's what I was kind of iffy on. I don't want to keep Astarion a rogue. The reason being is because... How do I put this? The reason being is because we're a ranger, and I will give you guys a little bit of spoiler. We're going to multi-class into rogue, and we don't need 2 bow users.
Ah, I shall be here in thy camp as...
So, I also felt comfortable giving Shadowheart Death Domain because because we're gonna actually have Astarion be another supporting class. He's gonna keep his Firebolt, but so once again, these two aren't here. Remember that. Anyways, so these are the supporting classes: Bards, Cleric, and Druid. I think I may change this, but for the time being, Astarion will be a life cleric. And I may change this. I know a lot of people have him as a bard, but I think I'm going to have him be a cleric. We are going to have 2 clerics, I believe, which will be okay. But yeah, I've decided I want him to be a cleric. I want him to be the supporting role. So we're going to give him actually Moonflare, right? Moonflare, resistance. And we have guidance on Shadowheart, so we don't need guidance on him. We have 2 Word of Radiances. Let's do that one. Moonflare is basically just a cantrip where you throw radiant damage, and if it crits, it'll actually like bring light to that person. Resistance, because there will be a time I eventually have to make a saving throw for resistance, and we'll need him to give it to us. And Hand of Radiance for a melee spell. Life Domain. He is going to be... I mean, it doesn't matter too much. Here, he can worship Sylvanas. This is what the Druids worship. The Forest Father. He is revered by Druids and Rangers. Charlatan's fine. And actually, even though his strength's a 15, you don't need his strength to be a 15. We're actually going to be very similar to Shadowheart here. Do something like this. And we'll up his strength to 10 for the jumping ability. So this is what we'll rock with Life Cleric Astarion. 10 strength, 14 dex, 16 con, 8 intellect, 17 wisdom, 8 charisma. We could do religion and history. Perfect. Now, I don't know if we'll keep him. He's the only one I'm iffy on. I think I want to keep him as a life cleric, but next episode, I could change my mind. So, as a life cleric, 11 to 19 health, an extra spell slot, channel divinity charge, turn undead, harness divine power. We got that. We've been over it. The next one that life clerics get is preserve life. Invoke a healing energy that restores allies. So since we're going to have him as pure healing, we're actually going to keep him like this. So he can heal us, because he has, I didn't show it on this page. He'll have 2 healing spells. This to up someone's armor class. This to give someone Sanctuary. To give Bane to inflict a debuff on enemies. And for Guiding Bolts for advantage and high damage. Okay. It's going to be a longer episode, but that's okay. So then we will quickly mess with his. We're going to put all the cantrips up top. We will then put his healing spells next. And then we'll do his... we'll do that. So we have cantrips, healing, damage slash channel divinity, and then more supporty ones that aren't healing. Okay, very cool. Now we can actually like change some stuff around. For example, he can now wear medium armor. So his AC, watch the 13 right here. It's going to go to a 17. And I believe, do we have anything else? I guess he probably needs a shield, right? Is he proficient with a shield? He is. Cool. So he can have that. And what does he have in there? Short sword, which does 3 to 8. How much does a mace do? 1 to 6. Alright, short sword will work for the time being. And I believe we're all caught up after that. Yeah, okay, I think we're cool. Yeah, okay. So we have us as a ranger, Shadowheart Death Domain Cleric, Starion Life Domain Cleric, Gale is an Evocation Wizard, and Lae'zel is a fighter.
Looking ahead.
Now with that all in mind, after all of that, I will finally long rest.
Which way to the nearest library?
We could probably go a little bit longer without long resting, but I want to show you guys what it is as we end probably episode 5. This could be episode 6. I don't know. So you're going to head over to your camp, your campfire, click end the day, and you want to end the day, you have enough camp supplies to restore all hit points and spell slots if you long rest. Hit yes. It'll pop up this. Nighttime.
Light on my feet.
This is the time where you want to talk to everyone because everyone will be talkative, and this is most of the time where you'll progress everyone's story.
You strike me as the reliable sort. But are you sure this is a good idea?
We're gonna start with Shadowheart. Sure, what's a good idea?
There are lit fuses in our heads. Sooner or later, they're going to blow. Each hour that passes, the thing inside us grows. We need to find a healer. Let's wake up at first light.
Talking about the thing in our head, the tadpole. Agreed. Our top priority as far as I'm concerned.
Maybe we'll get lucky. We're overdue some good fortune. Rest well. We'll need our strength.
So even though it kind of ends there, we can still talk with her.
Lae'zel has a dangerous look in her eyes. Let's just hope she reserves those impulses for any common foes.
And then her actual normal dialogue will pop up. So what's the story with that odd little artifact you have?
There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
Okay. We should get to know each other a little more.
Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
Okay. If you're not comfortable, I won't press you.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll get along perfectly well.
What do you think of all that's happened to us so far?
We haven't gone all that far yet. What are you referring to exactly?
You must have your little stowaways.
Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it.
She's not
Find
easy
a way
to...
to rid ourselves of these things. I'm not too hopeful that a Gith crash will actually prove our salvation, but worth keeping in mind.
She's not exactly very talkative to us. What will you do if you manage to remove the tadpoles?
I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course.
No reason for us to stay together if we get on well. Oh, well. Where would you go?
Home. Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible.
Seems personal. I won't pry. If it's not something you want to talk about.
Thank you. And you're right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation.
How am I holding up to your estimations?
I must admit, you've been a surprise. and not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me.
Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises?
Okay. I want to talk about all that's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
And it'll be the same thing.
I must admit.
Yes. Okay.
Besides, you
So
saved my
once you
life
get
aboard
down
the
to
Nautiloid.
this, where it's
How
just
can I do anything
either
but sing your praises?
when you get down to this screen where it's just leave the party, basically that's what that's saying, or join me in the party, then you have talked with them all you can, so you can leave. There's rarely any time you don't want to click a dialogue option. So who did we meet next? It was Astarion, right? Well, technically Lae'zel, but we'll talk with Astarion next.
Shadowheart seems jumpy. Must not relish the thought of sprouting tentacles. Understandable. Can't say I'm a fan either. It's just hard to join in when all of this feels so new. The night normally means bustling streets, bursting taverns. Curling up in the dirt and resting is, a little novel.
The right herbs can make soothing tea if you can't settle in.
No. Tea isn't really my drink. I'll be awake a while anyway. I need some time to think things through, to process this.
The tadpole, of course.
You sleep. I'll keep watch.
Ooh, do we trust Astarion? I'll be nice. Thank you. I'll sleep better for that.
The pleasure is all mine. Sweet dreams.
Shall we talk with him again?
I am enjoying the latest addition to our little group. Lae'zel is delightful. In a very look at me twice and I'll dismember you kind of way, of course.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
And that's it. That's basically saying leave the party. Better if you stay at camp for a while. Leave. That's basically saying leave the party. So Gale, if you haven't noticed, is the only one that's not by his tent. He's over here with the fire. So we're going to save him for last. Alright, Lae'zel.
A monster forms inside us, yet you waste time with idle chatter. Chatter already, Tusky.
We have a little bit here. I'm not a big fan of Lae'zel, but you look so unusual. Yankees are rare in these parts.
I expect I am your first.
I know of Githyanki, but I've never met one.
Of course you haven't. They would have cut you from navel to neck. You are no less alien to me than I am to you. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. That large, fleshy nose of yours looks like a mistake.
Oh, come on now. It's not that large, right?
Decadent, then. Lacking in economy. Like so much of this world and its undisciplined people.
Do you know much about mind flayers?
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less.
Do you know what happens if we don't find a cure?
Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
That's disgusting. That's not gonna happen. We will find a cure.
Words forged in steel. May your actions express the same metal. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
You're worried we haven't changed? This is good news.
Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
Alright, and once again, wait for me in camp. That means you are done talking for the night. Alright, so we're going to save Gale for one more conversation. We're going to see if Withers has anything funny to say.
Fate spins along as it should. Although thou dost not seem to be in need of my services.
Withers, I just want to talk to you, man. I just want to talk to you. How are our ability points looking? Okay, they look good. Alright, Gale. What's going on, man? You doing alright?
Go to hell.
Okay, and a good evening to you too.
Ha! You're a good sport. Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial.
What's on your mind, Gale?
Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract.
I'm not too worried. We'll find someone who can help us.
That's the spirit. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
Okay. Let's talk with him again.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, city of splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
Don't stop there. You must have stories to tell about your adventures as an archmage. Or I want to know more about you than your hobbies. Can you tell me something about the real you?
Certainly. That I have a great respect for privacy, for instance, especially my own.
So sometimes when you're talking to them, you get this option to peer into his mind using the worm. I don't recommend doing this ever. As you can see, Gall -5. I don't know if I explained that, but let's change the subject and that'll be in. I'll go and explain that one more time if I haven't. The Shaw +1, Ast +1, Gall +1, and Lay +1 is talking about down here, your approval. I think I may have talked about this, but you want it to be on the higher end. So I'll be try to hitting all those +1s on everyone as much as I can. But some people believe in one thing while others believe in another. So I may get a +5 for Shadowheart, but it may end in a -5 for Lae'zel. It'll just depend. So that is it for today. Let's go ahead and trim our party down to 4 members because you can only sleep with 4 members. This is the long rest page. You must select the food you want to eat. Very simple. Most of the time you can just pick this right here. Camp supply packs. You see we have like 7 of them. So you can also get more in depth with the food. But the food doesn't matter as long as you reach the 40. You don't want to go over and you can't sleep on the under. So like you don't want to do that. And you also don't want to go over 40 like this. For example. So we're just going to do the slight camp pack for the exact 40 and we will full rest. Sometimes when you go to sleep like this, a lot of the times actually something will happen when you're sleeping. So there it is. We're back. Don't worry about that. You can basically just restore the pre-trimmed party with the mod I have on, the adjustable party limits, and everyone's back in the party. Now, before we head off, there are a few things you need to do. One is make sure you put mage armor back on Gale. The audio messed up a little bit. Oh, it is messed up a little bit. Okay, I will fix that. 1 second, guys. Okay, think we're good. Let's see. Yep. All right, that sounds normal. Sometimes that happens. You just have to save the game and load that save. Not a big deal. Okay. So, like I said, you have to put mage armor back on your mage. You also, let's see.
All right. What
I have the speak with animals mod, so we're gonna throw speak with animals on ourselves.
My faith will guide me.
I believe that might be it. Yeah, eventually
not around?
it will get a little bit more, just more. Also want to see if you happen to.
What am I to do? There is work to do. What's next? Let's get on with it. No time to dally. I wonder what the next move is.
Wits and blades always sharp.
A long way to go still.
Further down
I feel like I remember like seeing something where like they do something special if you keep clicking their picture on the left. So you're gonna go down here. You can also click the campfire, but I go down here and click leave camp. As you can see, we have both of our short rests back. I know it's like right here, so we can leave camp now. Okay, and here we are exactly where we stopped. So let's get on with technically day number 2 of Baldur's Gate. Our little adventure. This is where most people get their first shovel, but
Shouting up ahead.
we didn't go this way, so I hear shouting up ahead. Oh, I hear it too. Money. Let's see if I can't. You guys hear that? It's very faint. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Let's head up this hill. People. Sheridan, Ramira, Barth. They're yellow. Okay.
Open the bloody gate! Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders! That pack of goblins will be on us any second! What's going on? Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now! You let goblins here? Where is the druid? Please! There's no time!
Oh, that's a disgusting thing.
By the 9 hells! Open the gates!
Oh! Oh!
Cannon! No! Shit! Form a line!
Oh!
Damnable roach. Provoke the blade
Oh!
and suffer its sting.
Who is that? He's kind of cool. Okay. Here we are. I'm going to save the game. So, this is quite a large fight. We have a bunch of different people in this fight. Blue is us, green are our teammates, and red are enemies. So, let's get going. The first thing I want to do... Bane's pretty close. Okay. What about we just webbed all of those guys off the bat, like right here in the middle? What do we think? Oh my goodness, that is a big area of effect. And I still have my action. Do a little moon flare. Show you guys what moon flare is. 1 to 8, 65% chance. We'll hit him for 6, not bad. Okay. Ooh, okay. Alright, Lazo. So, we're gonna actually run down here. And this is pretty funny. Goblins are little, right? They're not tall. We can actually look. 70 pounds. So you can click the throw option. You could just pick them up. Actually, wait, why does it say too close? That's weird. We're gonna see if we can pick them up and throw them at this one down here. Oh, that was weird that he landed over there, but did you guys see that? So you can actually pick up people like little, you can pick up gnomes, halflings, goblins, if your strength is high enough, and just throw them. It's so funny. Ooh. Whoa. Alright, Shadowheart. New Death Domain Cleric. Where do these guys go? Next. Okay. We're gonna throw a heal at ourselves. And then we're gonna try our new necromancy cantrips because we can target 2 people with them? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's pretty sick. Bard! Oh, snap. Bard got critted there. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, we're gonna do our kill switch to hopefully get rid of those 2. Perfect. Oh, she just has a bow out, so we can run without producing an opportunity attack. Get right down here for a big hail of thorns. Or for 5 damage, really. Rallied. Okay, we all just got temporary hit points. Oh, okay, Zevlor. Oh, Ramira. Alright, Gale. Send this guy packing. Make sure you're not launching anyone else. Yep. Alright, send this guy packing. Oh, he saved. Okay. I would just shove him off anyways, Gale. Okay. Okay. Arian, it's back to you. We made a full turn. Everyone went. Like to pick up this guy here. 95% chance to hit. 1 through 8. If it crits, it kills. Let's go for it. 5. Not bad. Big health potion. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we're kind of in a bad spot here. Okay, perfect. We got out of it. Perfect. Ooh, ooh. Ooh. Little! Will! Toll the Dead? Where can I jump to? Jump to there? Perfect. Nice. Alright, Toll the Dead. Necromancy. Both of them. Oh! Okay, Shadowheart. Not bad. Big miss. Action Surge. Okay, he's a fighter. Nice hit. Big shove. He's going crazy. What? Why did she just hit us? Anyone see that? Was she trying to wake us up from prone? Don't worry, I'll handle all of these clones. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. We did get an inspiration. We're not doing a ton of damage. I'm kind of sad about that. Nice shot. Ramira! Ramira! Alright, Gale. Run up here. We're going to show everyone the new magic missile. So, magic missile never misses, does 2 to 5 damage on each dart. There's 3 darts. This guy has 3 health. We're going to hope it does 3, 4, or 5 damage. We're going to hit him with 1. And we're going to do the other 2 on this warg right here. It did roll a 2. That's so unfortunate. Okay, that's alright. Save, Gale? Okay, alright. Whoa, Will, don't miss like that, man. Whoa, okay. Can't believe that provoked opportunity attack. Alright, Astarion. Light the webs on fire. Oh, that was really cool, I won't lie. Where can I land without taking damage? You guys are so fat. Taking up that entire ledge down there. I mean, it's temporary hit points. Just jump. Nice. Okay. Big crit. Ooh. That was pretty cool. That's really cool, I won't lie. That passive I'm able to use 2 necromancy cantrips, that's sick. I guess we're just gonna stay where I'm at because there's a lot of fire on the ground. Into the fire! I'm not gonna use my bonus action for anything else. Might as well dip to this. Perfect. Then I'll shoot my bow shot. Big miss. Oh my goodness. This guy's crazy. He's eating damage and taking damage. Out of spell slots already with Gale? My bad. Alright, Gale, we're gonna try out the new Frostbolt. 1 to 12 damage. 75. This guy's weaker. He's high defense. Alright, let's go for the 75. Hit it, Gale. Ooh, okay. What a health potion throw! Moon Flare. 3, good. Big heal. Oh, it turned to ash. Let's jump. Can we jump here? No, we're too big. Okay, let's just hit him. It's alright. Oh, Barth, be careful, man.
On my way.
Shadowheart, you got this. So cool. That's so cool. I can't believe that's in the game vanilla. Don't worry, guys. I'll handle it. Everyone get down. Watch this crit. Bam, 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 bam. Oh.
Inside, all of you. More may follow. Open the gate.
Okay.